Hey guys, Patriot Picker here. My name is Chris. We're down in the eBay bunker and we are about to bring you part 2 of our interview with Uncle Bubba, otherwise known as DJ. And we hope you enjoyed the first part, and I wanted to release the second part pretty quick so you guys could pick back up on where we left off. And it's going to run for probably another maybe 10, 15 more minutes, and then we'll conclude this video. So let's jump right in. If you had to tell somebody out there watching this right now, DJ, a piece of advice, maybe they're scared about getting involved because of whatever reasons we were when we did it.
Right.
What's something you would tell them to kind of encourage them along?
Just go out and have fun with it.
Have fun.
Don't worry about, oh gosh, I'm going to pay $7 for this. Is it going to sell for $14 or $20? Just go out and have fun with it.
Okay.
That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not having fun doing it, I don't know why do you want to try it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for a new seller, you definitely want to do your homework.
Mm-hmm.
Do more homework than what I did.
Mm.
I just jumped right in and said, I can do that, just like the barbecue.
Yeah.
Said, I can do that. And I was able to do okay with it. But watching videos, learning from people, contacting people.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about the reselling community, more than any other community I've ever been a part of, everybody's willing to help everybody.
Yeah.
Barbecue community, we're not going to tell you anything.
Oh.
So that really was learn on your own.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody in the reselling community is very open, and they'll get you going in the right steps.
Okay. All right. And so you're hearing him talk a little bit about, not to be too afraid, but jump in, but not really jump in. It's kind of like maybe some people would be more willing to jump in. But let's talk a little bit about, difficulty, because even though you can do your research, there's still going to be areas that you find that are difficult doing this. Right. So what are some things you would say to people that could be difficult in reselling?
Learn the shipping.
Yeah.
Shipping is probably one of the most difficult things. Not really, I guess it's difficult to learn, but it's probably one of the most difficult things to understand.
Okay.
Because, you got your weights, you got measurements. Not everything's going to fit into your priority boxes for the post office.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to learn how to make boxes a lot of the times. Shipping is probably going to be, for me at least, shipping was the scariest part, because you don't want to lose money on an item because you didn't know how to ship it, because you will lose money quick if you don't ship something the right way.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and when it comes to shipping, guys, you've heard me say it, you've heard other people say it, as he said, do your research. Why not free shipping?
You have to figure out that is still a difficult one to figure out.
Okay.
I think even for the seasoned guys,
Mm-hmm.
You have to figure out how much you're willing to put out on the table, I guess, kind of how you want to say, for free shipping, because free shipping, it's not free for you, it's free for them.
Right.
You have to pay for the shipping.
Okay.
And, everybody builds in their back end of their price if they're doing free shipping on it.
Mm.
But is that going to satisfy your bottom line that you have in your mind, what you want to get for that item?
Okay.
Okay.
So
that's how I kind of look at it.
Yeah. So very critical to make the decision whether you're going to do free shipping, whether you're not. A lot of folks who get into reselling and do their research, watch a lot of YouTube videos, they will talk about how that sales tend to grow faster because you're offering free shipping.
Right.
But that's not necessarily a fact. That's just kind of an opinion from other people, especially folks that we talked about a while ago who've been doing this for years.
Right.
Maybe they can get away with some free shipping,
right.
because their feedback rating is so high. But
they already have a nice nest egg too built up.
Yeah,
where
right.
they can dive into the free shipping.
Exactly.
Just starting off, you're not going to have extra money in your PayPal account or your eBay account now, where you can afford to do free shipping on every item or on certain items. You got to think about how much money do you have to work with? Can I take that out of my out of my money for the shipping.
Exactly. And let's talk about this. Sometimes people go, should I do auctions or should I just do buy it now? What is your take on that?
I've done one auction and I lost on it.
Mm.
It was a vintage, like a 1980s Tyco train set.
Mm-hmm.
And I comped it out and said, wow, this is going for good prices. But everything is going as auction.
Mm-hmm.
There was one as a buy it now, and it was less than the auction. So I had the same exact one that somebody else had. I used their listing, put it for an auction, and I think I bought the item for $3, and it auctioned off for $5.
Mm.
So
not much there, right?
Nothing there.
Yeah.
So I don't put anything up for auction again yet, just because that one experience.
Yeah.
Because I was going by what everybody else was doing. This is going for auction.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and do it, and
Okay.
didn't quite work out.
All right, so we're kind of giving you a little few tips here to help you along if you're new. Those of you who've been experienced in doing this for quite a while, again, we understand that there may be other reasons why you choose to do auctions here and there. Auctions can come back and bite you. It's the bottom line. Right. So we want to try to encourage most of our newbies to get involved and do it buy it now only. Okay.
Auction is a gamble.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Right.
Yeah, a gamble, more of a gamble, more of a risk, right?
Right.
All right. So we talked about some difficulties you might have. We talked about how we should do shipping. How maybe to different views on shipping. Let's talk now about what's one thing you enjoy most about reselling. What is that one thing that you do that you just love?
The hunt.
The hunt.
I love going to yard sales, love going to Goodwills, love going to the Salvation Army. It's just the thrill of the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you hear that famous cha-ching.
Oh, yeah.
And that brightens your day.
Of course. Yep.
It doesn't matter if, your best dog just died on you. You hear that cha-ching. Well, Bubba, sorry about your luck, buddy, but I got a cha-ching.
Okay. So the hunt. And you talked about places you go. So tell us a little bit more about that. Do you do estate sales? Yeah. Like I think you love estate sales, don't you?
I do love estate sales.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about why you like them so much.
I think just because the people that are there, everybody's there looking for a deal anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times the family members are there for the estate sales. You can kind of talk to them a little bit. You kind of get a little more personal items at estate sales.
Okay.
I think there's a little better deals at estate sales than at Goodwills and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Different stores. I just do real well at estate sales.
Okay.
I don't know why. Maybe because I'm looking for different things than what other people are looking for.
Mm-hmm.
They might be looking for the china. They might be looking for the pottery.
Right.
I'm just looking whatever I can make, $5-10 on.
Yep, exactly.
And you kind of meet you meet different people at estate sales.
Mm.
You can actually, hold conversations with them for a little while. Better than like Goodwill, you're just kind of passing somebody down on the aisles and you kind of glance in their cart and say, "Hey, what do you have in there?" "Oh man, you got here before I did."
Mm-hmm.
Estate sales are just a little different.
Now, do you feel that estate sales you can find? You talked about some different things that you find at estate sales. Do you think that you can find more vintage items in estate sales than you could say Goodwill?
I believe so, and that's what I'm kind of drawn to anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
More the vintage items.
Okay.
Like your vintage toys.
Mm-hmm.
You can find those because most of the time people older and they've had their kids there and they're not really selling off their kids' toys and their kids whatever they collected.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that is why I like the estate sales a little more because I find a little more of the vintage and nicer stuff.
Okay. All right. So we've got estate sales, and then what about Goodwill stores? What is it about Goodwill stores that you feel is kind of a one reason why you should consider them as well?
Well, they got the prices.
Okay.
Then of course, being here on the East Coast, when the winter time comes, nobody does any kind of yard sales or estate sales.
Right.
So we got our Goodwills there that we hope will be open here.
Right.
You can still get in there and still find your $2.99, $3.99 deals
mm-hmm.
and flip them for $20, $30 here and there. And but a lot of times the Goodwills too, they're one-off items.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't find 5 items of the same thing. They help you go, and sometimes at estate sales, you can find 5 books or
mm-hmm.
5 whatever,
mm-hmm.
and lock them up and get a little better price, or even as you sell them off, go ahead and just keep relisting them and keep that money coming in. But you know, Goodwills are one-offs, but they're still pretty good deals.
Okay, so what we're talking about now, of course, is sourcing. In the reseller world, that's what we call, you know, how to know what to go find to flip. You know, we always recommend that you start in your own home. You know, there's always something around your house that you can find that you can start off on eBay with. Do you do flea markets? Have you ever?
I've been to one flea market here locally, and I did pretty well with the stuff I got.
Really?
But I feel like flea markets are also resellers like us. So they're going to the Goodwills, going to the state sales, and doing virtually what we're doing.
Trying to make a higher profit.
Make a higher profit.
Yeah,
so
more difficult for you to find something at a lower price. Okay.
Right.
All right. And you know, what about actual, like I guess they call them live auctions? Have you ever participated in anything like that?
Now, when the auctions were live, where you could actually go see an auctioneer.
Right, before the whole pandemic.
Right. I love live auctions. With a live auctioneer, if I go there and don't spend $1, which is impossible, but I just like hearing the auctioneers, you know, just hearing their cadence, how they...
So it's entertaining, right?
Right. It's almost like they're singing. You know?
Okay, all right.
But I do pretty well at auctions when they had them live. I get more collectible stuff for myself when I go to auctions than I do to resale. Just because when I go there, I'm there for myself most of the time. Okay.
All right, and we're going to kind of conclude a little bit here. We've covered a lot of ground. We're going to conclude by asking one more question, and it's just kind of something that, in my experience, has come up quite a bit as a reseller with people asking me questions on my channel. One common question that I get quite a bit is, you know, when it comes to trying to figure out whether you should use certain kinds of equipment, okay, how do you know what kind of equipment you'd need? What are some things that you definitely need to get started?
Right. I'd say you definitely need a good phone.
A good phone, okay.
Right.
And what would be the purpose of having a good phone? I mean, we're talking a cell phone, of course.
Right. Cell phones, right.
Yeah.
You're going to need good picture quality.
Oh, for taking pictures.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
I mean, unless you do have a decent camera for pictures, then of course you're going to need your cell phone. So when you go out sourcing, you can look it up real quick on the eBay app, see if it's selling, see what it's selling for, do it real quick. Decent lighting. You need decent lighting for your pictures. Because you want nice pictures. When I first started off, I didn't have very good lights at all. A lot of shadows, a lot of off-color backgrounds, a lot of pictures washed out.
And what does that cause the buyer? What do you feel you're communicating there if you don't have good picture quality?
I believe it to the buyer. It's saying this guy can't even spend the money to get his item cleaned up or take the time to take a decent picture of it. Why am I even going to look at it? Yeah. That's the way I see it. Okay. And then, of course, you're going to need a computer.
Okay.
You know.
And what's your computer for? How do you use that?
Right now it's a paperweight. No, it's there to help me keep track of actually what I have. So I was doing everything virtually on my phone, and it was killing my phone.
Loading up the memory and everything.
Yeah. I have over 1,000 pictures on my phone of items. You know, I mean, I don't have 1,000 items, but you know, you wind up taking 5-6 pictures of one item.
Let me stop you right there. Why would you want to take 5 or 6 pictures? Why not just throw a couple up and move on?
Just seeing what everybody else has been doing, really.
Oh, that's why we do it?
Yeah, that's why you do it.
Because somebody else did it?
Because somebody else did it, right? And you see that they're sold, so you want to see what kind of pictures they took. Yeah. Now, you want to get a nice front picture of it, a back picture of it, both pictures on the sides. If it's a toy out of the box, you want to make sure, you know, you get a picture of the who made it. You know, if it's nice and clean. You know, you want to think about it. If you were going to buy it, what do you want to see?
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. It's called customer service, right?
Right.
And, 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Yeah.
None of us want to buy something that we can't really tell you know, what the underside of it looks like. It could be broke on the bottom. You never know, right?
Exactly.
So you need to make sure we get all the angles right. Something come to mind while I was thinking about what you were saying.
That's scary.
Yeah, I know.
Check the matching shirts. Yeah,
exactly, guys.
that's pretty happening. See that?
Look at that. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
We're like twins, you know.
He's much better looking.
No.
Anyway,
He's older.
So one of the things that I was thinking about was, you know, when it comes to customer service, a lot of new resellers get confused on returns.
Right.
How do we figure out how to do returns? Do we let the buyer pay for it and it comes back, or do we pay for it? What's your personal take on that?
I have all of mine on my store listed as buyer pays return.
Okay.
I have it set like that because I don't want returns.
Yeah.
And,
who does, right?
Right, exactly. And I think that kind of discourages somebody from, you know, returning something. Let's see, I've sold 150, might be close to 170 items now, and I've only had 2 returns.
Hey, that's pretty good numbers, right?
So I don't know if it's because I have buyer pays return, or maybe because it's decent stuff I'm selling them. I don't know, but I do know that there are a few out there that have free returns, and I don't know if that affects their return numbers. But the way I see it, if you didn't like the item, you know, send me an email or send me a message, say, hey, something wrong with the item or whatever it is. And I'm going to tell you, you know, the listing is you pay return, but when I get the item back, you will get 100% refunded your price.
Okay. And so, guys, we have all kinds of different views about that. Every reseller does it a little different, and I do it a little different than Uncle Bubba does it. So, but you know what? It works both ways. You know, it's not like there's only one cookie cutter way to do things when it comes to reselling. So we're going to conclude the video, and we want to thank DJ here for being a part. We have, if you haven't figured it out yet, we have come to visit him and his family.
Yep.
And they have been awesome to be around, and we've enjoyed our time, and we're looking forward to even, you know, seeing them more often and maybe hanging out more often, maybe inviting them down to our world one day. And so anyway, this is
I'm not bringing my cooker.
Yeah. We were joking earlier about whether or not he would bring the barbecue cooker down because he has one of those really professional deals. No. And you'd have to pull it behind a truck anyway. Right. So, and it's got a flat tire, doesn't it?
It will.
It will. He'll make it out.
That's right.
But anyway, we're looking forward to hanging out with these guys again. And, you know, we want to thank him for taking time to do this interview. He's actually entertaining the ideal of whether or not he wants to do the YouTube thing.
Yeah, and, I don't know.
He's still on the fence about it. But we're trying to push him to do it. Because I think that he would be good at it, and you could learn something, you know, from him. And if you hadn't in this video, then you hadn't been listening. So if you're a new reseller out there, or you are entertaining becoming one, you really need to just push those fears aside and get going. And we've given you some good advice today on how to do that.
You have.
Okay.
You have.
So this is Patriot Picker, and this is Uncle Bubba, otherwise known as DJ. And maybe one day you'll see him on YouTube as well. All right. So Patriot Picker signing out, and we'll catch you guys when?
On the flip side.
On the flip side. All right, guys, that's going to conclude this video with our interview with Uncle Bubba. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. It's always great to be able to meet new resellers and see where they're at in the whole scheme of this reselling game. And look forward to bringing you some more interviews. We're always open to meet new resellers. And again, if you didn't watch the first part of that video, we just connected through Instagram. I've got some more folks that I'm planning on reaching out to. And if we happen to be in your area, we will be contacting you and possibly seeing if we could set up a time to interview you, because I think that we learn the best by listening to what other people are doing. And if you're not on YouTube, and that was one of the things that we talked about in this video, is trying to encourage DJ to start a YouTube channel. If you're not on YouTube, I really recommend that you should try to do so. It is not something that I think you need to put, obviously, all your eggs into one basket. But I do believe being on YouTube really helps you grow, and others can see what you're doing and then maybe give you pointers, and you can learn from them as well. So we're looking forward to seeing you guys again, but we'll catch you again on the flip side.